affordability. Now we've talked about another crisis, which is the affordability crisis. And part of that, of course, has to do with the housing crisis. But now you're going to want to know this, because I was shocked when I came to discover this. There's 5 most expensive cities in the United States and Canada. So North America, 5 most expensive cities. And you'll be so surprised to know Los Angeles isn't one of them. So if you're thinking about living in Los Angeles or Miami or Chicago, all those big cities, well, guess what? They're not the top 5. 4 Canadian cities make the top 5. So here we go. Okay, so as prices are rising and literally everything is becoming expensive, as inflation continues to be at its highest peak in 40 years, that it is a global phenomenon that's happening right now. Well, a study from a Toronto-based online life insurance provider, Policy Advisor, did the study. Essentially, they are ranking the most expensive cities across the United States and Canada. It's going to surprise you. It surprised me. So number 1 is New York City. Now, don't give away the pictures just yet until I get to it. So number 1 is New York City. That's not surprising because we know New York City is an expensive city. And so that ranks number 1. But the other 4 cities are going to surprise you. And I said the word surprise so many times, so let me just get to the point. Number 2 is Mississauga, Ontario. So why media here at the studio? I'm in Mississauga, and I was shocked to know that Mississauga ranks number 2 as in terms of the most expensive cities to live in North America. I want to give you the breakdown of why it makes it the most expensive city. So Mississauga is number 2. Number 3 is Vancouver, British Columbia. No surprise there because we always knew in Canada, Vancouver is very expensive, Toronto's very expensive. But when Vancouver's number 3, number 4 is Hamilton, Ontario. Yes, Hamilton, Ontario. And number 5 is Toronto. So what's not surprising on the list is that we knew Toronto and Vancouver are the most expensive cities in Canada. Of course, when it comes to the United States, New York is expensive. But when it comes to the top 5 in North America, you have Mississauga ranked at number 2 and you have Hamilton ranked at number 4. Now, the ranking comes as they looked at 10 largest cities by population in the United States and Canada, and comparing to the average prices of 8 common expenditures when it comes to these cities. And what are these common expenses that you'd say? Well, it includes simple things like the single single movie ticket cost, a meal to go out to a restaurant, a bottle of water, a cappuccino. So you, of course, a morning cup of coffee is important. 1 month of gym membership, a one-way ticket, and a monthly pass on public transit. And of course, monthly rent. Well, Policy Advisor, who's done the study, what they did was they combined the cost of those items at a percentage of each city's average monthly net salary. And what they found is that those numbers, which also came from Nubio, it's a user-generated global cost of living database aggregated by hundreds of thousands of contributors around the world. Based on those stats, what Policy Advisor found is that, of course, New York City is an expensive city to live in, but when it comes to average net salaries among the 20 cities they looked at to give us a top 5, it was only behind San Francisco when it came to the average monthly net salaries. But New Yorkers pay a higher average price for rent, gym membership, monthly public transit passes, meals out, and that is how it was calculated to put it in number 1. And when this cost is tracked in ranking, well, it accounted for 57% of an average New Yorker's monthly salary. So 57% of it went to those day-to-day expenses just to be able to get by. When it comes to the second most expensive city on the list, Mississauga, well, compared, it is a Toronto suburb, but compared when it comes to public transportation, the pass costs $111. That's the average price. And when it came to average rent, well, it was $1,626 per month. And when it came to average monthly net salary, it's the 4th lowest on the list. And that's how it got that top 2 position on the list of 5. Now stay tuned with a Y Media special report on this. We're going to go into a lot more detail breaking down each city, what it means in terms of the net salary an individual makes and the cost of living in that city. And that's how it was ranked in North America.